Thanks to Kara, and good evening, Turks and Caicos. In the Grand Turk Supreme Court, Damian Williams was found not guilty by a 7-member jury. He was represented by Ashwood Forbes, and the Crown was represented by Angela Brooks. Williams was acquitted of all counts of wounding with intent, possession of firearm with intent to cause harm, unlicensed firearm, unlicensed ammunition, unlawfully discharging a firearm in a public place in connection with an incident that occurred back in 2009. 2 or 3 of the witnesses were threatened with contempt of court or perjury charges that could have resulted in possible imprisonment for failing to testify or cooperate in this case, but they too were also dismissed. In the Court of Appeal, Roland Charles will be challenging his conviction and sentence for repeatedly having sexual intercourse with an 8-year-old girl between April 2008 and April 2009. The Chief Justice in his sentencing remarks said the jury had quite rightly convicted Charles for a very serious offense because of the very young age of this girl. Chief Justice said, quote, "The maximum sentence of this kind of offense is that of 5 years imprisonment, and I have to scale my punishment within that particular probation. The case itself is aggravated by the fact that you were acting the position of trust to look after these young children, and you abused that trust. You were a person they should have been able to rely on and to turn to for protection. In fact, in the end, this little girl needed protection against you. I regard as a further aggravation of the offense, then rather than you admit what you clearly did. You were willing to put this little girl through a court proceeding which required her to relive this matter to be cross-examined, something that you were not willing to subject yourself to. I sentence you to 4 years imprisonment, and I recommend you be deported immediately after the completion of your sentence." End quote. Now, as the Chief Justice stated during sentencing, at the time the offense was committed, the maximum sentence was 5 years and has since been changed to life imprisonment. Charles will begin serving his sentence immediately, but he has applied for another appeal. News 4 will continue to follow this trial. Well, that does it for tonight's court news. With your court report, I'm Amanda Miller.